All right, well, it is time for our first hot topic, and it has been a tough summer for Sarasota small businesses with red tide. Now, some downtown merchants are speaking out against planned construction near Main Street shops. The city is preparing to renovate the streetscape along a stretch of Lemon Avenue. It would include street and intersection closures and take 7 to 8 months, beginning early next year. Downtown businesses went to the city commission and asked them to delay any street work until mid-May, saying the winter and spring months are the heart of their money-making season. And after a tough summer, they need all the customer traffic possible. I mean, this is kind of a theme that we have been talking about quite a bit because of the effects of red tide. Businesses are really trying to do everything they can to take advantage of their busy months. What do you think about this request?
Wait, of course you don't do it when all your visitors are coming to town. It's only 4 months and people are going to come, they can't get through, they're stuck and they're saying, I'm not going to come back here.
That's true, it's frustrating.
Yes, so for the businesses and for our tourism, just wait 4 months. It's still going to be there.
And it is one of the things that we've been hearing a lot lately is the difference of a month for any business owner could really make or break them and might mean that they have to close their doors.
Right, and we certainly don't want to lose that in Sarasota. People come here to enjoy and eat and enjoy the beach, and if we don't have that, we will not be a happy place anymore.
Yes, it's true.
And we all know when you're having company, you make your place look as good as you can, then you fix it when they leave.
That's true.
So let's wait until our visitors leave and then we'll go to work on the road.
It is true, and have you also noticed that a lot of it is perception too? So if you went to try to go downtown and there was construction and no parking, that issue may have cleared up, but you won't know that because you're thinking, oh no, I won't go there, it's too much of a hassle. So every little bit helps them. This is also going to make me a little bit more patient in May through the summer when construction does start, where I tend to need to exercise my patience, but it's a reminder. Better
we'll
than.
accept it. Yes.
Better than no. Pack your patience is a phrase I've learned recently, and I'll take it. All right, well, retail giant Sears has filed for bankruptcy. Unfortunately, Sears is sinking. The company, which has been around for 132 years, employs 90,000 people nationwide. That's down from 250,000 5 years ago. It was America's largest retailer until Walmart began in the 1980s. The growth of Amazon has hurt as well. The closest Sears here on the Suncoast is the Sears at DeSoto Square Mall, and there's no word yet if they are closing. This is kind of the end of an era.
Oh, my mother worked at Sears back in the 50s and the 60s. I thought she was so glamorous. I wanted to be a career woman like her, and that was my first job in summers when I was in college. So it's very sad to see it go, but times change.
Yeah.
It is, and I don't think they've kept up.
No.
With the changing times, and that is really sad. Because
Yeah.
I feel the same way. It's like an end of an era.
Yeah.
And,
The catalog, do you remember? I mean, the catalog would
yes.
arrive. That was before but obviously before online shopping or anything, you would have to wait until the catalog came to figure out what you would want for the next 9, 10 months.
And your dream could be, oh, I'd love to model in that catalog.
Well, and for Christmas, we would give my nieces and nephews the catalog, and they would put little sticky notes and everything. One year, my father decided to tabulate. It was 10 grand. They asked for things that cost like $10,000. They pretty much sticky noted the
There you go. It was just completely dog-eared and everything. We had that in the service
sad.
merchandise catalog,
Oh my God.
which is, I don't know if that's a northern thing. I don't know if
I
we
think
had
it
that
is.
down.
I used to love service merchandise.
Yes.
Yeah, so I remember that too. Now we have Amazon.
It's true, which is convenient, but we
It's
are
the
losing.
same thing though, because I'm going through
That's
and
true.
having people make hearts on things now.
So, all right, the sentiment hasn't changed, but certainly the
No.
players. So it is a little sad to see Sears close. Well, speaking of retail changes, it's hard to remember, but Amazon started as an online bookseller, and brick and mortar bookstores have actually never been the same. But Barnes & Noble is hanging on and trying some new prototype stores, such as serving food and drinks. Well, their latest concept is keeping it simple. It is just about books. It features oak bookshelves and wood floors. It will have 2 book theaters to enjoy new books, plus a huge children's area with lounge space. Self-serve kiosks make questions easy to answer. All right, I gotta ask, do you still like to go into a bookstore?
I do, because you open up that first page and it's like New Year's Eve. You don't know what you're going to get. So I like to go through and choose, usually by the first page, what book I'm going to buy. But it's such a thrill. Not the same thing when you're looking on Amazon.
No.
It's true, and I know I went into our Barnes & Noble here on South 41 just a couple weeks ago. It was probably the first time I'd been there in a couple years, I'm embarrassed to say. And I forgot how much I used to enjoy I'm just going to go kill an hour or so at the bookstore, just walking through. And you don't get that by scrolling.
No, but I have to say I do read all of my books online though. But it's such a joy just to walk into a bookstore.
Do you think that they were going too far away from books with they have to have the coffee and the pastries and the food and everything?
Well, they had a lot of toys too. So I went down there to buy toys. So it wasn't just books, but intellectual toys. So I loved that aspect, but I guess that's gone. Because we need to focus on reading.
Yeah. I mean, my brothers and I, we used to scatter when we would get to the bookstore. My parents would go to their sections, we'd each go to our sections, and then we would just plan to find each other and meet up. But I guess maybe those days are coming back. So.
I don't know. I think it's important. I love a book. There's nothing better than opening up a book. But I think that they're again trying to meet that customer's needs of providing the experience and maybe working in some nostalgia with wooden and getting less away from corporate, which I think is kind of important.
Because Bookstore One in downtown Sarasota is doing very well, so well in fact that recently, of course, they moved into a larger space. So maybe there is something about just doing what you do well and not trying to do everything.
Yes,
Correct.
and being able to focus on your book instead of having a lot of other things going on.
That's another life lesson here. I'm taking away a lot of good things today. Well, we are no strangers to Disney World fanatics here on the Sun Coast, but do you think you could do 6 parks in one day? All right, you might be thinking, well, there's only 4 in Orlando, so sure. Well, one couple managed it by taking a midday flight to California. This Tennessee couple started with the 4 Orlando parks here in Florida, then ended with Disneyland and California Adventure later in the evening. I'm sorry, I think this is a little intense.
Okay, how many rides did they go on? How many shows did they see? It takes all day long and more in one park.
Yes.
So you missed it. You missed the whole thing.
I mean, we saw the photo opportunities, but I'm kind of with you. I have a feeling they just kind of ran quick, get a picture in front of the Epcot golf ball, run, so they can hit all of them. There's no quality time
it was
there.
all about the pictures
Yes.
and not about what they were seeing.
Yeah, so this was much more like a scavenger hunt.
Disney is awesome. You better get back over there. It's not just for pictures.
Well, one family has taken Halloween decorations to the next level. In fact, the bar has been raised all the way to a galaxy far, far away. Trick-or-treaters in Columbus, Ohio will be greeted by a massive AT-AT walker from the Star Wars films. Hopefully you don't need to defeat it to get your candy. All right, what do you think about this? Is pretty intense.
This is intense. I love Halloween.
I do too. Yes.
I do too.
Do you have any people in your neighborhoods? I mean, we've been asking our viewers to send in pictures they see of Halloween decorations. Anyone in your neighborhood kind of go all out?
This is a new neighborhood for me, and I am decorating with my grandchildren tomorrow, and I'm going to keep going back to the store and getting more until we get it done. So I may be the neighbor that everybody wants to move out.
Oh, I love it.
And last year, we moved into a new house, and I didn't know really what the neighborhood was doing for it. And then the day before Halloween, everybody's stuff went up. And I'm like, oh my God, we are so behind the 8 ball. So this year, I promise, I say we are game on.
Yeah.
We get 120-some trick-or-treaters.
Wow.
I heard that it's been down in past years, but in our neighborhood, we have a gal that actually does a haunted garden throughout her yard. So it's pretty amazing.
Oh, I'm so jealous because
amazing.
we don't get any trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood. And
No?
we're in Southgate, but we're on the other side of Tuttle. So I think a lot of the families that are closer to like Arlington Park won't cross the street. So I'm just sitting there with a bowl of candy going, I just want to look at kids' costumes.
I had to send my husband back out to Publix for more candy.
Oh, that's great.
Bring in the candy. We are so in trouble.
Well, our neighbors a few doors down did decorate, and they decorated a few weeks ago. I was very impressed, and I keep wanting to get a picture, but they're always there, and I don't want to look creepy going up to their house and just snapping a photo. So I'll do a drive-by when it's a little dark.
Slow. I do that. I've got a neighbor, I want their door. I want to buy a door like theirs, so I go real slow, and I take a picture quick of their door. And I'm not planning to break in. I just want to buy one like it.
Well, hopefully they watch the show, and they'll know that Linda's not casing your house. She's just complimenting your decorating.
No, stop.